Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are absolutely putting away the spreadsheets and diving headfirst into turquoise water and centuries of tangled history.
Sounds good to me.
Our mission for you is pretty simple: to make you instantly and, thoroughly well-informed about the stunning Ionian island of Kerkyra.
Which most of us just know as Corfu.
Exactly, Corfu. We've synthesized everything from its UNESCO heart to its dramatically flavorful cuisine, so you know exactly what makes this island not just a travel spot, but a really profound cultural experience.
And that profound experience, it's really rooted in one key fact. Corfu is a genuine cultural meeting point. It stands apart from so many other Greek islands because of its long, uninterrupted periods under foreign rule.
Right, this is the key.
Yeah, we're talking 411 years under the Republic of Venice, followed by, brief but impactful French and then pretty lengthy British rule. That history is the absolute key to understanding the island.
So it creates this unique layering of culture.
It does, a layering of architecture, art, even food that is truly unmatched in the Ionian Sea.
Okay, let's unpack that immediately. Because our sources don't just present Corfu as beautiful, they present it as genuinely layered, a destination that appeals to history buffs, active travelers, and, people just looking for the sun.
A bit of everything.
A bit of everything. We've pulled out 8 central experiences across the history, the food, and the natural world, and we'll use those as our roadmap to give you the very best nuggets of knowledge.
And we absolutely have to begin where that history is most tangible, which is in the capital's Old Town.
Of course.
I mean, this area is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's basically the architectural calling card of the island. You see this immediate, almost jarring but beautiful blend of Venetian, French, and British neoclassical styles everywhere.
It's those narrow streets, right? The Candunia. They give it that incredible maze-like feel.
They do, and that was intentional. It wasn't just for atmosphere. It was a practical design meant to confuse invaders and also provide shelter from the intense summer sun.
And defense was clearly everything.
Oh, paramount. The capital was one of the most strategically significant fortified port cities in the entire Mediterranean. To protect it, you have the old fortress and the new fortress just looming over the town.
And the views from up there are supposed to be incredible.
Sweeping. You see the whole city and the sea. The fortifications themselves are just a testament to centuries of siege warfare.
And here's where those foreign echoes really surface in the city's social life. If you stand in the Spionata Square,
which is massive, the largest square in all of Greece.
Right, and you look towards that elegant arched gallery of the Liston building, you're looking at something built by the French administration.
But then you look down at the huge green space itself, and the activity often reveals the British legacy.
The cricket.
The occasional game of cricket. It is such a surreal and wonderful moment of sort of British formality set against this classic Ionian, almost Italianate elegance.
Moving beyond the fortifications, the sources also talk a lot about the island's palaces, these sort of living museums. Let's start with the Achillean Palace. This sounds less like a royal home and more like a theatrical monument.
It was certainly theatrical. It was built in the 1890s for Empress Elizabeth of Austria-Sicily, as she was known. Sicily was deeply obsessed with Greek mythology, and the entire palace is themed around the hero Achilles. For her, it was pure escapism, a retreat from the rigid Austrian court that, caused her so much trauma.
And the politics of who owned it next is fascinating. After Sissy's assassination, the palace was eventually bought by Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany.
Right, so you have this incredibly personal, romantic, mythological space suddenly acquired by one of the most militaristic figures in Europe. He even added his own huge stern statue of Achilles.
That whole sequence tells you so much about 19th and early 20th century European power.
Precisely. And then you have Monrebos Palace, a beautiful neoclassical villa, first used by British governors and then later by the Greek royal family.
And its main claim to fame today.
It was the birthplace of Prince Philip, the late Duke of Edinburgh.
So again, these buildings just emphasize that for centuries, Corfu wasn't just another Greek island. It was a high-stakes international strategic point.
And that drama is literally etched into the stone.
Okay, let's move out of the city and talk about the incredible natural world. The island is an absolute paradise for hikers and beach lovers.
It really is. It's defined by these lush green hills, just dense with pine, cypress, and eucalyptus trees that slope right down to that intensely blue-green Ionian Sea.
That greenness is a key difference, isn't it, compared to, say, the Cyclades.
A huge difference. It feels like a massive floating garden. And when you look at the coastline, you see this striking contrast, this duality.
Okay, so what's the contrast?
Well, if you head to the western coast, you find the wilder, more dramatic landscapes, the long, striking stretches of sand places like Agios Georgios Pagon, Paleokastritsa.
I've heard Paleokastritsa is stunning.
It is. And Lefada, too. This is also where you find Myrtiatissa Beach, which is known for its really remote, pristine feel.
And up in the northwest, you get those famous rock formations. Sidari, right?
Exactly, Sidari. The sandstone cliffs and caves that form the Canal of Love. Local legend says that any couple who swims through it will stay in love forever.
Meanwhile, the east coast is more sheltered.
Generally, yeah. The water there is incredibly clear, and the beaches, like Barbati and Dacia, offer calm swimming and these amazing views of the mainland mountains.
For active travelers, that terrain means a lot of opportunities. I read about the Corfu Trail.
It's a fantastic network of paths. The Corfu Trail is a multi-day route that takes you from one end of the island to the other. Or you can do shorter hikes up to the highest point, Mount Pantocrator.
And if you prefer the water?
You can easily rent a small boat, say from Dacia or Paleokastritsa, to explore hidden coves. But the sources are unanimous on one thing. You have to take a day trip to the nearby islands of Paxoi and Antipaxoi.
Oh, there specifically.
Just to witness the color of the water. It's an aquamarine that's described as, well, unparalleled.
And it's not just scenery. The island is a big stop for wildlife.
Yeah, especially in the south. You can spot migratory birds, even flamingos, at the salt lakes of Aleks and the Carishan Lagoon. It adds this layer of unexpected biodiversity.
Shifting gears a bit, let's dive into the cultural heartbeat of the island. This is where that mix of foreign traditions and Orthodox spirituality creates something truly unique. And it starts with a literary connection.
A fascinating one. The naturalist Gerald Durrell. He lived on Corfu as a child from 1935 to 1939.
And his famous books, the Corfu Trilogy.
Exactly, including the classic My Family and Other Animals. They're based entirely on his childhood experiences, collecting, watching, and caring for what he called the strange birds and beasts of the island.
I just love that juxtaposition. You've got the elegant palaces, the Venetian architecture, and this young kid collecting scorpions and toads and keeping them in the bathtub.
Much to his family's horror. But you're right, that tension between the formal and the wild really seems to define the island's character.
And it goes beyond books. Corfu is often called the musical heart of Greece.
It is. That legacy comes from the Ionian school of music, which emerged in the late 18th century. It actively blended Byzantine chants with the classical Western traditions from the Venetians.
And that's still alive today through the Philharmonic societies.
Very much so. The old Manzaros and Capodistrias societies. They are absolutely integral to the island's spiritual life, especially during the big holidays.
And speaking of holidays, Easter in Corfu is apparently the single most spectacular celebration.
Oh, without a doubt. It perfectly blends serious Orthodox devotion with this incredible, loud, Venetian-style theatricality.
So what does that actually look like?
Well, on Palm Sunday, you have a grand procession of the relics of the patron saint, Saint Spiridon, with all the Philharmonic orchestras playing solemnly. But it's Holy Saturday that truly makes Corfu famous.